How to Stay Sane in 2025 by Peter Lamb. The year is 2025, and for many of us, it feels like the world is unraveling faster than we can catch our breath. The headlines scream of war, famine, and political crisis. The social media feeds never sleep, and the line between reality and online hysteria is blurrier than ever. You wake up and scroll through a battlefield of fear, outrage, and despair. You go to bed wondering if you're doing enough, knowing you're doing too much. And in between, you're just trying to stay sane. This audiobook isn't going to fix the world, but it will help you fix your relationship with it, not by pretending everything's fine, but by giving you practical, proven tools to steady your mind in an unsteady world. We'll explore what it means to reclaim your attention, how to build rituals of peace when the world offers chaos, how to resist the constant pull of fear, and how to find clarity when everything around you is noisy. This isn't about toxic positivity, it's about grounded resilience. Every chapter gives you one essential principle, one idea you can carry into your day. Not a checklist, not a lecture, just simple human truths that can help you find your center. Because staying sane in 2025 isn't just about surviving, it's about remembering who you are, outside the news, outside the noise, and beyond the algorithm. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Unplug without guilt. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to carry it all, and you certainly don't have to scroll through it until your nervous system gives out. We are not wired to absorb global tragedy, political division, and endless catastrophe before breakfast. And yet, that's what millions of us are doing every single day. Check the headlines, refresh the feed, read the comments, feel the spike of anxiety, repeat. But here's the truth. Being informed does not require being consumed. There is a difference between staying aware and losing yourself to the noise. Think about this. Your brain was designed for small tribe living. A few dozen people, a few square miles, manageable concerns. Now, you're scrolling through the equivalent of a digital empire, absorbing conflicts, disasters, culture wars, and economic panics from every corner of the planet, every hour. No wonder you're exhausted. Let me say this clearly. Unplugging is not ignorance. It is protection. You are allowed to take breaks, to skip the news cycle, to mute accounts, to delete the app, to walk away from the madness, not because you don't care, but because you do. Step 1 to staying sane in 2025 is this. Build a boundary between your attention and the information firehose. Here's how to start. 1. Schedule your information intake. Check the news once a day, maybe twice. That's it. Pick a time when you're emotionally grounded, not first thing in the morning, not right before bed. Think of it like taking medicine. Too much at the wrong time, and it makes you worse. 2. Use curated sources instead of doom feeds. Don't rely on rage-bait headlines or your uncle's conspiracy thread. Choose 1 or 2 trusted sources with balanced reporting. Consider weekly summaries over daily panic scrolls. 3. Don't argue online. Seriously, you will not change someone's worldview in a comment thread, but you might ruin your peace for the next 4 hours. Disengage. Mute. Move on. 4. Reclaim the first 30 minutes of your day. No phone, no news, no notifications, just you, your breath, a glass of water, maybe a stretch or a short walk. You deserve to meet your day before the world does. 5. Know the signs of information burnout, mental fog, irritability, feeling helpless, doom scrolling but not remembering what you read. When that happens, it's time to unplug. No apologies, no guilt. You don't need to feel bad for needing a break. You're not lazy, you're not tuning out. You're protecting your mind so you can stay clear, focused, and strong for the things that actually matter in your world. Peace isn't passive, it's a form of resistance. And sometimes the most radical act in a loud, angry world is silence. Let's move to Chapter 2 and learn how to build a mental firewall so the fear doesn't get in. Chapter 2. Build a mental firewall. In the digital age, your mind is constantly under siege, not by missiles, but by messages, by noise, by fear, by stories designed to trigger, manipulate, and overwhelm. That's why you need a mental firewall. Not to block out reality, but to filter it. Because everything you allow in, every headline, post, comment, notification, either builds your clarity or erodes it. Think of your mind as a home. You wouldn't leave your front door open in a storm. You wouldn't let strangers walk in and rearrange your furniture. So why do we leave the door wide open to fear, anger, and distraction? This chapter is about reinforcing your mental boundaries, so that what comes in is useful, nourishing, and true, and what stays out is everything that poisons your peace. 1. Notice the voice in your head. We all have one. It narrates our lives, often without invitation, but much of that inner voice is borrowed, from childhood, from media, from fear. Ask yourself, is this thought mine, or did I absorb it from someone else? 2. Identify your triggers. What sets off your spiral? Is it political news, health scares, social comparison, the illusion of falling behind? Knowing your triggers gives you power, because once you can name them, you can reframe them. 3. Practice thought interruption. When the spiral begins, pause. Literally say out loud, stop. Then breathe. 1 deep breath, hold, release. Then ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is it true? Is it necessary right now? 4. Reframe fear-based thinking. Example, I can't handle this. Becomes, I've handled hard things before, I will again. Or, the world is broken. Becomes, there's a lot of pain, and I can choose to be a source of calm. Reframing isn't denial, it's reclaiming perspective. 5. Reduce background noise. We underestimate the mental drain of constant noise. TVs left on, open tabs, podcasts that never pause, choose intentional silence, or sound that soothes, like music without lyrics, ambient tones, or nature sounds. Your thoughts are not facts, they're habits, and habits can be rewritten. You don't have to believe every anxious story your brain tells you. You are allowed to pause, to question, and to say, no thank you, I'm not entertaining that thought today. And just like a digital firewall, your mental one will get stronger with use. It won't stop every attack, but it will keep the worst of the damage out. In Chapter 3, we'll start from the moment you wake up and explore how your morning routine can anchor your day before the world even gets a chance. Chapter 3. Find a new morning routine. How you begin your day often decides how it unfolds. Yet for millions of people, mornings start with a jolt of cortisol, noise, urgency, and screens. The alarm buzzes, you grab your phone, you check the news, you check your email, and before you've even stood up, you've already absorbed a full dose of the world's problems. No wonder you feel behind. No wonder anxiety walks with you before breakfast. But it doesn't have to be that way. There is another path, one that doesn't require perfection or 2 hours of yoga, just a few intentional minutes to create space before the noise arrives. 1. Wake up for something, not to something. Don't let notifications be the first thing you consume. Instead of waking to alarms and alerts, wake for something you choose. A moment of silence, a stretch, a breath at the window, a quiet cup of coffee without distraction. Even 5 minutes of intentional quiet can change your mental state for the entire day. 2. Create a screen-free zone. No phone in the bed, no emails on the toilet, no news in the first 30 minutes. Use that time for something analog. Pen and paper, your breath, sunlight, movement. The digital world can wait. Your brain needs peace. 3. Drink water, not worry. Hydration before information. Your brain is 75% water, not fear, not outrage, not TikTok. Start your day with a glass of water. Remind your body, I'm here, I'm grounded, I choose calm. Choose calms. 4. Choose one grounding ritual. It could be 3 slow breaths, or stepping outside barefoot, or journaling for 60 seconds. Rituals are powerful, not because they take time, but because they set intention. 5. Avoid decision overload. Mental fatigue starts early if your mornings are chaotic. What should I wear? What do I eat? Where's my charger? Why didn't I sleep? Simplify the start. Prepare your outfit the night before. Keep breakfast consistent. Give yourself fewer choices and more ease. You don't need a miracle morning. You need a doable morning. One that feels like yours. One that protects your peace before the world gets loud. If the first 10 minutes of your day were entirely yours, how would you spend them? Remember, the outside world doesn't own your mind. But if you don't take time to center yourself, it will claim that space for you. In Chapter 4, we'll explore how your attention, one of your most sacred resources, is being hijacked every minute, and how to take it back. Chapter 4. Reclaim attention as a superpower. Your attention is currency, and in 2025, everyone wants to spend it for you. Apps, ads, outrage merchants, endless noise disguised as connection, clicks disguised as truth. If you want to stay sane in this world, you must learn to protect your focus. Because what you focus on becomes your reality. When your attention is scattered, so is your peace, your presence, your creativity, your joy. Attention is not just about productivity. It's about power. It's your ability to choose what matters and tune out what doesn't. 1. Understand the cost of harmless distractions. That 5-minute scroll, it's rarely 5 minutes, and it leaves behind a residue, mental clutter, comparison, overstimulation. Track it, just for a day. Notice how often your attention is being pulled without your permission. 2. Try the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of break, repeat. Set a timer, put your phone in another room, give yourself the gift of undivided time. Even one solid Pomodoro block a day can feel like a breakthrough in a fractured world. Corner glass. 3. Create a focus ritual. Light a candle, put on instrumental music, turn on Do Not Disturb. Make it feel sacred. Train your brain to associate this ritual with deep work. Over time, it becomes automatic, like flipping a switch in your mind. 4. Avoid multitasking. It's a myth. You're not multitasking. You're just switching between tasks quickly and doing all of them worse. Your brain can't focus on 2 things at once. Give one thing your full attention, then move on. If the AV TikTok. 5. Use the attention audit. Ask yourself at random moments, where is my focus right now? Did I choose that, or was it chosen for me? If the answer is TikTok, email, or drama, pause, redirect. This isn't about shame, it's about choice. Your attention is finite. You only get so many minutes a day to be truly present with your work, your people, your thoughts, yourself. Don't give those minutes away lightly. Reclaiming your attention is not a productivity hack, it's a survival skill, because a distracted mind is a vulnerable one. But a focused mind, that's a mind with direction, purpose, power. In Chapter 5, we'll turn our attention inward to the relationships around us, and how to protect your emotional energy from people who drain it. Chapter 5. Protect your energy from people. 4. People are powerful. They shape our moods. They influence our thoughts. They can uplift or completely unravel us. And in a world already full of stress, you cannot afford to let your energy be hijacked by everyone who walks through your life. This isn't about cutting people off. It's about protecting your space, your mind, your heart, your bandwidth, because you only have so much to give. You are not a dumping ground for other people's chaos. You are not a sponge for other people's stress. And you do not owe unlimited access to anyone, not even family, not even old friends, especially not energy vampires. 1. Learn the signs of emotional drain. Pay attention to how you feel after an interaction. Do you feel energized, grounded, clear, or do you feel tired, anxious, foggy, irritable? Your body will tell you the truth before your mind tries to justify it. 2. Set clean, kind boundaries. Boundaries aren't rejection. They're instructions for healthy interaction. Try phrases like, I don't have the capacity for this conversation right now. I need some space today. I'll reach out soon. I'm not available to talk about that topic anymore. Clear, respectful, non-negotiable. 3. Stop explaining yourself. You don't need a paragraph to say no. You don't need to justify your piece. Permission is not required. Approval is not necessary. You get to protect your energy, even if it disappoints someone else. 4. Limit exposure to chronic complainers and drama generators. You know the ones. The people who always have a problem, but never want a solution. Distance doesn't have to be cruel. It can be quiet, simple, respectful. You can reduce time, not love. You can choose peace, not guilt. 5. Make space for nourishing connections. Not all people drain you. Some restore you. Some remind you who you are. Spend time with those who see you clearly, who respect your limits, celebrate your growth, and help you laugh when the world feels heavy. You are not responsible for everyone's happiness. You are not the emotional caretaker of the world. You are allowed to put your own oxygen mask on first. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It's wise. It's essential. It's how you remain strong enough to show up for the people who truly matter. In Chapter 6, we shift to the body and how simple, joyful movement can transform your stress into strength. Chapter 6, move like your life depends on it. Your body is not just a vessel. It's a nervous system, a storm shelter, a storage locker for every emotion you haven't had time to process. And in 2025, your body is under pressure. From headlines, from deadlines, from the silent, invisible tension that builds up and goes nowhere. Unless you move it. Movement isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling free. It's about shaking off anxiety, unlocking emotion, releasing stress, reclaiming vitality. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy gear. You just need to move your body like it belongs to you again. 1. Move every day, even if it's just 5 minutes. Walk, stretch, dance, march in place, roll your shoulders, take the stairs. You're not training for the Olympics. You're tuning into your body and telling it, I'm still here. 2. Use movement as a reset button. Feeling overwhelmed, anxious, trapped in thought? Move. Even for a moment. Shake your hands, roll your neck, stand up and stretch. It's not a waste of time. It's medicine. 3. Turn daily tasks into movement opportunities. Do squats while you brush your teeth. Walk while on a phone call. Stretch while the kettle boils. Modern life is still. Your body isn't built for stillness. Motion is medicine, and life is your gym. 4. Reconnect with natural movement. Walk in nature, touch the ground, use your full range of motion, gently, joyfully, without judgment. You don't need reps, you need release. 5. Move in ways that feel like you. Forget the rules. Forget the pressure. What brings you back to life? A hike? A bike ride? Throwing on music and dancing like no one's watching? That counts. In fact, it counts most of all. When the mind is too full, let the body lead. When words don't help, let movement carry what thoughts cannot. When you feel stuck, start with one step, one breath, one stretch. You are not broken. You are just still. And stillness turns to suffering when it has nowhere to go. In Chapter 7, we'll talk about anchor habits, tiny moments of structure that create sanity even when the world feels unstable. Chapter 7, find anchors of certainty. The world outside may shift with every headline, but the world inside you doesn't have to follow. When everything feels uncertain, you need anchors, moments of familiarity, simple acts of structure, a rhythm that reminds you, I am safe, I am grounded, I know who I am. In chaotic times, routines aren't boring. They're essential. They give your nervous system something to hold on to, something predictable, something human. This chapter is about building anchor habits, small daily rituals that create a sense of control without needing to control the world. 1. Start with 3 anchors: morning, midday, evening. These are your bookends, your touch points, your reset buttons. They don't have to be long. They don't have to be complicated. They just have to be consistent. 2. Morning anchor. Set the tone. Wake up, drink water, stand in sunlight for 30 seconds. Take 3 deep breaths. Write 1 line in a journal. That's it. That's enough. The point is not to optimize your morning. It's to center yourself before the chaos begins. 3. Midday anchor. Interrupt the storm. At some point during the day, you will feel overwhelmed, frantic, tired, disconnected. That's when you anchor again. Take a walk. Close your eyes for 1 minute. Stretch your arms above your head. Check in with your breath. Whatever it is, make it yours. 4. Evening anchor. Downshift your system. Screens off, lights low. No heavy conversations. No scrolling until your brain collapses. Try a cup of tea, a hot shower, writing down 3 things that went well, or reading something slow, something soft. Teach your body how to rest every single night. 5. Protect your anchors fiercely. Treat them like sacred appointments, because they are. They're not optional extras. They're the scaffolding that holds up your day. Without them, life feels chaotic. With them, even chaos feels survivable. Within claiming. We live in a time where everything feels like it's in motion. Politics, technology, relationships, even the climate. But you can choose to be the still point in the spinning world. And your anchors, those 3 tiny rituals, can hold you steady no matter what shakes around you. In Chapter 8, we explore something just as vital and just as overlooked: joy. How to find it again. How to create it in small, defiant ways. Chapter 8. Cultivate small joys. When the world feels heavy, joy can feel inappropriate, frivolous, selfish, out of place. But here's the truth. Joy is not a luxury. It's a survival tool. It doesn't mean you're ignoring what's wrong. It means you're remembering what's right. In a time of war, famine, division, and digital chaos, small joys are acts of rebellion. They are ways of saying, I'm still here, I still feel, I still matter. Joy keeps you human. It reconnects you with beauty, with softness, with the parts of you untouched by the storm. 1. Start a joy inventory. Write down 20 things, small things, that bring you pleasure or peace. Not goals, not achievements. Sensory joys, emotional lifts, everyday beauty. Examples: the smell of coffee, a song from your teenage years, a fresh bedsheet, a long exhale. Keep the list somewhere close. Use it like medicine. 2. Look for micro-joys. Not everything has to be amazing. Sometimes it's just, okay, pleasant, enough, a good stretch, a kind smile, birdsong, sunlight through a dirty window. Joy isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, but real. 3. Let yourself laugh. Even in darkness, there's room for absurdity. For silliness, for that one meme that makes you snort water out your nose. Laughter doesn't mean you've lost perspective. It means you've found breath in the middle of a storm. 4. Protect joy from shame. The world may try to make you feel guilty for being happy, especially when others are suffering. But your joy does not steal from others. Your joy restores you, so you can show up better, fuller, and stronger. 5. Schedule joy like a priority. Put it on the calendar. Set reminders if you must. Make joy as non-negotiable as your job or your chores. Joy is fuel. Without it, you run dry. Joy isn't something you have to earn. It's something you're built for. Your nervous system, your spirit, your body, they all come alive when touched by laughter, color, music, play. Even when the world hurts, you are allowed to feel joy. In Chapter 9, we'll explore the ancient wisdom that helps us stay calm in the face of chaos, and how modern stoicism can anchor your mind like never before. Chapter 9. Practice modern stoicism. You can't control the headlines. You can't control other people. You can't control every twist life throws at you, but you can control what you do next. How you respond, what you carry, and what you choose to put down. That's the heart of stoicism. Not being emotionless, but being anchored. Stoic philosophy dates back over 2,000 years to people who lived through war, exile, injustice, and uncertainty. Sound familiar? They developed tools, mental frameworks, to stay calm, rational, and present, even when everything around them was falling apart. And in 2025, those tools are more useful than ever. 1. Control the controllables. Write this down. What is in my control? Your thoughts, your actions, your effort, your response. That's it. Everything else? Let it go, or at least loosen your grip. 2. Practice the pause. Before reacting to bad news, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this mine to carry? What's the wisest next step? The pause is where sanity lives. 3. Use negative visualization. It may sound odd, but imagining worst-case scenarios can reduce fear. Why? Because you prepare. You face the fear instead of avoiding it. And when life throws a curveball, you're not shocked, you're steady. 4. Journal like a stoic. Every morning or night, write, what did I do well? What could I do better? What is out of my control today? This habit builds resilience. It teaches you to focus your energy on what truly matters. 5. Memorize one phrase. Amor fati. It means love of fate. Not just accepting what happens, but embracing it. Not because it's perfect, but because it's yours to face. And facing it well is enough. You are not a puppet pulled by the world. You are a mind, a will, a presence. Stoicism teaches you to live by principle, not panic, by values, not noise, by clarity, not chaos. You don't have to feel in control of everything. You only have to own your response. That's where your freedom lives. In Chapter 10, we finish with a larger perspective, something deeper than thought, deeper than action, a connection to something bigger than yourself. Chapter 10, connect to something bigger. You are not just a worker, not just a parent, not just a news consumer, a phone holder, a person surviving headlines. You are a soul, a witness, a thread in something vast, ancient, and still unfolding. And when life feels too much, when fear grows louder than hope, what often saves us is perspective. Modern life shrinks our view. It pulls us into algorithms, timelines, inboxes, and to-do lists. Everything urgent, everything now. But your spirit, your heart, it longs for something deeper, a sense of meaning, a sense of place, a sense of purpose beyond productivity. 1. Reconnect with nature. Step outside, look up, touch a tree, feel the wind, smell the air after rain. These are ancient technologies for healing, older than social media, stronger than panic. 2. Practice awe. Stare at the stars, watch the ocean, listen to music that makes your chest rise. Awe pulls you out of yourself, not to lose who you are, but to remember you're part of something far greater. 3. Serve someone else, quietly. Send a kind message, cook a meal, donate if you can. Hold space for someone in pain. Helping others reminds us we still have power, even in a world that feels helpless. 4. Build your own belief system. It doesn't have to be religious, it doesn't have to be fixed, but you need something to stand on. A personal philosophy, a worldview that holds when everything else shakes. Ask yourself, what do I know to be true? What do I want to live for, beyond fear? 5. Create a ritual of reconnection. Once a week, or once a day, unplug from everything. Light a candle, sit in silence, walk in stillness, pray, meditate, breathe, reflect. It's not about escaping life, it's about returning to it with clarity and compassion. You are not alone. You are not crazy for feeling overwhelmed. You are not weak for needing quiet. You are part of something beautiful, something resilient, something that endures. In the final chapter, we'll bring everything together, not with answers, but with an invitation to choose sanity again and again, one breath at a time. Epilogue, choose sanity again and again. You made it. Not just to the end of this audiobook, but through another hour, another day, another stretch of noise and uncertainty. And you did it without needing to fix the world, without needing to know all the answers. Just by remembering that sanity is a daily choice. You choose it when you pause the scroll, when you take a breath instead of reacting, when you find meaning in the moment and not in the madness. You choose it when you go for a walk, say no with kindness, laugh at something small, or sit quietly, doing nothing at all. The world may not get calmer tomorrow. The headlines may not soften. The feed may not slow down. But you can. You can build a quieter space inside yourself. A place that isn't shaken by everything outside. A home you can return to again and again. So come back to these chapters. Use them like tools. Carry what serves you and leave what doesn't. Sanity is not a destination. It's a practice, a posture, a way of moving through a chaotic world with clarity, grace, and courage. And in 2025, that might just be the most radical thing you can do. The end. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, ring the bell, and tell your friends about my listening library.